Hey everybody, and thanks for checking out this presentation. Today I wanted to share some of the difficulties that experts typically face and how that affects you, the retaining attorney. Because sometimes expert witnesses feel like a tool that you use. They create more work for you and are just another piece of the puzzle that needs to be managed. I know it sounds crazy, but doesn't it sometimes feel like it would be easier if you could just do it yourself? If you could get the information into the record and before the jury without relying on an expert? These experts have to be led by the hand every step of the way, even to the point of outlining or sometimes even writing the whole report for them. And with how busy these experts can be, just getting in touch to ask a simple question can be difficult. And when they do get around to working on your case, it seems like it is often rushed and doesn't get the time, attention, or care it deserves. Plus, engineers are socially awkward, and time spent together can be painful. If that's the way you feel about working with expert witnesses, then you're not alone. Finding a great expert can be difficult, and many people have made entire careers and built companies out of locating them for you. And once you find someone qualified, you run into all the difficulties of actually working with them. Now, I'm going to share how the industry creates and perpetuates these challenges with you today. And I'm going to share an opportunity that's going to revolutionize the way you work with and feel about mechanical engineering expert witnesses. So as a quick introduction, my name is David Smith. I'm the Vice President of Alpine Engineering and Design. We currently have 6 engineers that also perform expert witness services. We'll talk more about that in a few minutes. But right now, how does the right expert witness make your life easier? And how do they really add value to your case? The right expert will have experience, both relevant engineering experience and legal experience. They are easy to get in touch with and responsive to your requests. They spend the right amount of time on your case. They're thorough without billing excessive hours. And they communicate clearly and openly with you so you know the strong and weak points of your position. They are not the kind of expert that will say anything just to make a buck. So you might be thinking, finding any qualified expert witness is difficult. Finding the kind you're talking about seems nearly impossible. Now, at Alpine Engineering and Design, we notice 3 fundamental problems that are prevalent among expert witnesses, and how you can avoid them so you can proceed with your case with confidence, build your career and reputation, and decrease your stress level. So the first problem is that there's no good way to disseminate information on how to be a good expert witness. There's a few books and a couple of classes, but really it comes down to experience. And this is different, for example, than the life cycle of a dental practice. When a dentist is ready to retire, he puts his practice up for sale, and a young and eager dental school graduate pays the good doctor to take over his practice. He hits the ground running, and everybody's happy. And that doesn't really work for expert witnesses. When an expert witness is getting ready to retire, he can't just hire an eager new grad, because they wouldn't have either the proper engineering experience nor the knowledge of how to be an expert witness, if they even know what one is. And I've never seen a class in an engineering program that teaches how to be an expert witness. So the big idea here is that it takes time to become an expert in mechanical engineering. Then it takes even more time to figure out the expert witness work, learning case by case through the School of Hard Knocks and from what retaining counsel teaches them. And by the time these people gain expertise in a technical field and learn the ins and outs of expert witness work, they're usually at the end of their careers, if not their lives. Now this is important because there's nothing worse than putting years of work into a case and then 3 weeks before the trial find out that your expert has retired to the Bahamas or worse, died. Either case leaving you high and dry to not only find another qualified expert, but also bring them up to speed and have them verify and support their opinions, all while you're getting ready for the trial. Now, I've personally replaced experts on cases for both of these reasons, so they really do happen, and it's something you need to be aware of. Now, the second problem is that it's difficult to find an expert that can spend the right amount of time on a case. Most experts do expert witness work on the side. They have a real job where they work in their technical field. That's how they became an expert in this. And finding enough extra time when it's necessary to do an inspection, write a report, or come to trial can be difficult, resulting in rushed work that is often not as good as it could be. On the other side of the coin, there are experts that do not have enough work and log more hours than necessary so they can stay busy and keep their lights on. I find that that's less common than the first, but something that still happens. So the third problem is that engineers tend to focus on hard skills as opposed to the soft skills that are required for expert witness work. In engineering school, almost all of the work is teaching hard skills. How do you get to the right answer? There's one right answer, and if you don't get it, you've done something wrong. Engineers love applying these frameworks and formulas and techniques so that they can get to the right answer every time. But it's a very hard skill, and it's very different from the intangible, unquantifiable soft skills that are necessary for expert witness work. And this is key because, like it or not, the jury is going to make their decision based on how well the expert presents, how well they speak, how they look, how likable and relatable they are, and how well they tell stories with technical details, rather than how accurate their engineering analysis is. Presumably, everyone's engineering analysis is accurate. Yeah, no doubt you've heard the stereotypes about engineers that are the types of people who would rather do math problems in a basement than go to a networking event. Now, I'll be the first to point out that stereotypes are not always true and that there's an exception to every rule. But there's also a reason why the stereotypes exist, and not all mechanical engineers are cut out to be effective expert witnesses. They have to have the soft skills. They need to look the part and be able to speak, present, and communicate effectively. Now I know what you're thinking. That's absolutely right, but how do we find this type of expert? It's tricky because they don't teach you how to do it in law school. And all of the headhunters and referral companies make it seem like finding a good expert witness is as easy as finding a McDonald's that serves a good filet mignon. But the reality is, nowadays, it's usually pretty easy to find a good expert. And you can usually find one in the time it takes to drink a single cup of coffee. So here's the trick. Are you ready? Now, the best way to find a mechanical engineering expert witness is to call one of the experts at Alpine Engineering and Design. Now, for other expert witnesses, or for cases that are not suited to our particular backgrounds and skill sets, we created a list of all the different ways that we have been contacted for expert witness work and put the 8 most common ways, or the 9 most common ways, in the report that you can find below this video on the webpage. So take a look at that if you're looking for other ways of finding a good expert witness. But why does working with experts at Alpine Engineering and Design make your life so much easier? Alpine Engineering and Design is a mechanical engineering consulting company. That is to say, we provide contract engineering services. So we have companies in many different industries that come to us to do engineering projects for them. The services we offer are built on 3 core competencies: product design and analysis, risk assessment, and expert witness work. And we believe that each of these core competencies build on and complement each other. We design better products because we do expert witness work. We're good at expert witness work because of all the risk assessments that we do. And we're good at risk assessments because we do them for all of the products that we design. And currently, we have 6 engineers that provide expert witness services. All of our engineers are registered and licensed professional engineers and are certified safety professionals in comprehensive practice. We have over 115 years of combined mechanical engineering consulting experience. And as engineers, we've completed over 1,000 design projects. Some are confidential and secured behind lock and key in manufacturing facilities. And others are products that you see every day but have never really thought about who might have designed that. Examples include trailers, end dumps, belly dumps, side dumps, flatbeds, all types of different trailers, aerial lifts, insulated boom lifts, scissor lifts, and the like, thrill rides, zip lines, swings, slingshots, garbage and recycling trucks, front loaders, rear loaders, automated front loaders, oil and gas equipment, drill rigs, etc., exercise equipment, and consumer products like picnic tables and kitchen cleaning tools. So these are just some examples of the over 1,000 different projects that we've worked on over the last 20 years. As you can see, we have experience in a wide variety of industries. Now from the legal side, we've been retained on over 600 cases. We've written hundreds, if not thousands, of expert reports and declarations. We have a library of standards, guides, manuals, textbooks, and other reference material that we rely on. And we've set up our company as a project-based consulting firm, so we always have the right amount of time to spend on your case. We've also created our own proprietary Expert Witness Excellence training program. But wait, you're probably asking, what is an Expert Witness Excellence training program? So we take the best mechanical engineering professionals, the kind that have soft skills that we talked about earlier, and we teach them about expert witness work. Now the training includes over 40 hours of classroom instruction on topics including inspections, forming and supporting opinions, report writing, depositions and trial testimony, how to communicate with attorneys. And then we have them work on no fewer than 10 cases in an associate role with an experienced expert to gain context and familiarization with the process and to apply the classroom training in real-life settings. And what that is going to do is make working with the Alpine engineering and design experts a breath of fresh air. They are like part of the team, not just another piece that needs to be managed. Your arguments are going to be better, you'll be able to ask better questions and discredit the opposition's opinions, and your stress level will be lower. So here's what some attorneys have said after working with our experts. Colin King said, after reading one of our reports, "This is brilliant, thank you. It's the best expert engineering report I've ever seen, and I've been doing major products liability work for almost 40 years. Why I haven't hooked up with you guys before is a mystery. I'm recommending Alpine to all my lawyers on every case calling for your expertise, and we will be asking for your excellent work on many future cases." John Held said, "We were extremely impressed with your ability to quickly understand the intricate legal issues that arose during these proceedings. In particular, we were extremely pleased with your ability to recognize the subtle legal implications of the questions during your various depositions. Your deposition testimony certainly contributed to the successful conclusion of these matters. All in all, it was a pleasure working with you and your team." Jill said, "I really appreciate what you have done for us so far. You wrote an excellent report, and it's a pleasure to discuss the case with you as you are well-spoken and straightforward." Michael Arder said, "This is about the best expert report I've seen in my 35 years in the business. Thank you for this excellent piece of work." And Michael Allen said, "I just wanted to drop you this note to let you know how much I enjoyed working with you. It was clear that you were well prepared and understood the case because you were able to explain it very effectively from the witness stand. Although it may not have been apparent to you, the judge asked many more questions during your testimony than during the testimony of the other expert. From the nature of his questions, I could see that the judge was genuinely engaged by your testimony, found it relevant, and was learning. What more can any lawyer ask of an expert witness?" So if that sounds like the type of expert you would like to work with, let's have a conversation. If you click the link below, you can set up a call for a free case consultation, where we'll give you some initial thoughts to get you going, and see if the case is a good fit for one of our experts. If you don't currently have a case that requires a mechanical engineering expert witness, feel free to call just to get acquainted. We love meeting new people and learning about what you do. Either way, we'll be here when you need us. Thanks, and have a great day.